Ohio State. Those reigning champs have a lot of questions, though, to answer and holes to fill after reaching the mountaintop in January between staff changes, a new quarterback, multiple players off to the Sunday sport. The Buckeyes are going to lean heavily on newcomers. Dave Biddle gives us one to watch.
A true freshman that is certainly standing out for Ohio State is Devin Sanchez. Not a huge surprise. He was ranked as the #1 corner in the country, according to 24/7 Sports in the 2025 class, the #5 overall player in the country, according to 24/7 Sports. And he has definitely lived up to the billing. He carries himself like, even looks like an NFL player right now. Not that he could play in the NFL right now, but he just has that body type at 6'2", 190. And we're talking about a young man that should still be in high school right now, getting ready for his high school prom, but plays, very physical, obviously a very big corner, fast, athletic. He also carries himself. When you talk to him, he carries himself like a veteran. So Buckeye fans should get excited about Devin Sanchez. He's not going to start as a true freshman, but he's going to be on the 2 deep for sure. If they do have injuries, then he could put himself in line to start. But right now, he's going to be running with the 2s, along with another former 5-star corner, Aaron Scott. He's entering his sophomore year. But Devin Sanchez, a very impressive freshman class they've brought in. There at least 5 guys are going to play as true freshmen on Ohio State's defense, all as backups. And I think Devin Sanchez will get the most playing time out of any of those freshmen. He's coming ready to go, and he's going to add valuable depth to Ohio State secondary.
Yeah, this Ohio State 2025 class coming in is riddled with 5-stars, specifically in that secondary. You heard Dave say, though, Smoke, that they don't expect Devin Sanchez necessarily to start, but what kind of impact can he still make even when he comes on the field whenever?
Listen, ball skills, coverage ability, he's going to get on the field often and early. I mean, his skill set is one of the better ones that I saw when I was evaluating coming out of high school. So I think he's going to get on the field fairly early, and they're going to build packages for him, especially in the nickel and the dime position.
That defense was amazing last year. They only returned 3 starters, and that defensive backfield is going to be a spot where you can see a lot of rotation with a lot of these youngsters. There's probably, in the depth chart, that 2 deep, you're probably going to see 4, maybe 5 newcomers in that 2 deep as far as freshmen out of that class. That is something to watch this spring if I'm an Iowa State fan watching that game Saturday. What's that rotation look like, and are they up to speed and ready to go?
For all the publicity those Ohio State wide receivers get, man, it sounds like they are being challenged in practice right now. But when they hit the field for their spring game this weekend, Brandon, what are you going to be paying attention to?
Well, for me, Ohio State won the national championship last year because of their depth. I don't think enough has been talked about what they did along that offensive line last season when they lost 2 stellar offensive linemen at different points in the season, including right in the playoffs, and they were able just to go next man up. Can they do that this year? They don't have a lot of returning starters along that offensive line, but they've got a lot of guys that have experience, guys that had to level up on that depth chart last season because of injuries. They also have a couple of transfers coming in that are really going to give them some more depth. But that left and right tackle spot, as you saw on the screen right there, 2 guys, 2 transfers they're probably going to lean on to be either starters or big-time contributors. Ohio State won the national championship last year because they had depth along the offensive line, and they didn't miss much of a beat there when they had injuries. Is that the case again this year?
Yeah, even with that offensive line looking really good, we understood why Ohio State won the national championship. Quarterback play. And they kept the ball in the quarterback hands a good majority of the time. When they got in trouble, what did they do? Will Howard, ball in your hand, make the right decisions, if that's for the throw or running the ball in the red zone to score touchdowns. But what I'm looking forward to is, how is Ohio State going to play offense this year? Are they going to run the offense that Chip Kelly left with a new offensive coordinator, Brian Hartline? Or are they going to go back to the old system with Ryan Day, where there's more of a pro-style system? Now, when you see what offense they run, during the spring game is going to tell me who's going to be the starting quarterback. Julian Sand is more of a pro-style quarterback. Lincoln Kienholz is an athletic guy that wants to do it in the dual-threat world of RPOs and running the ball in his hands.